Okay, so today we're going to be reviewing some things you should already know from grade 9. I'm just going to go through the definitions quickly. You can write any of them down in your notebook, or you can just keep this video handy. So a term is a number variable or the product of a number of variables. So all of these over here, that's a term. So 3x is a term, -5y to the exponent 4 is all a term. So that's all together. So we also have pieces of a term. So for example, the first piece is a coefficient, and that's the number part of a term. So for example, when we're looking at this first one, 3x, the 3 is the coefficient. The next one here, the coefficient is -5. The next one here, the coefficient is 2. And the coefficient of negative z is actually -1, even though we don't see the 1 there. We also define what is a constant. So a constant is a term that contains only one number. So you'll see that there's no variables in any of these, okay? The next thing we have is a polynomial. So a polynomial is a combination of terms where the exponents are non-negative integers, okay? So this would be, this would be a polynomial here. When we talk about the degree of a polynomial, we're talking about the highest degree of the terms in a polynomial. So let's just take a look at each of these terms here. So the degree of a term, the first one here, 3x, our degree is 1. The degree of -5y to the 4, this has degree 4. The degree here is actually a bit tricky because we have two variables, and we don't see this very often, but we actually have a 1 on the A and a 2 on the B. So this is actually degree 3. You do actually add those together. The degree of -z is 1. And the degree of 4 is, we say this is degree 0. So when we take a look at the degree of the polynomial, again, we take a look at the largest degree of all of their terms. So when I take a look at all these terms put together, my biggest one is this one right here. So we would say that this is a degree of 4. Okay, so let's take a look at the different ways that we can write polynomials. So the first way that we most commonly see polynomials being written is in descending order. So we have the highest degree is written first. So if we were to take a look at this, this set of terms and put them in a polynomial where we have them being added to each other, you'll usually see polynomials written in descending order. You'll see we start with degree 6, then degree 3, 2, 1, and then we have our constant here, which is -4. You can also write in ascending order, where we go from lowest to highest, and this is demonstrated here, where we have it going in the other direction. But to be honest, usually you'll see things like answers and polynomials written in descending order, and we would consider that proper form. So now let's take a look and remind ourselves of the different types of polynomials that we specify. So if we only have one term, then we call this a monomial. So an example of that would be 3x. So that's just one term. Another example of that could be, 5xy. Still one term, even though it has two variables. Okay, so a binomial has two terms. And how do we know that something has two terms? Well, there's usually a plus, there is a plus or a minus in between them. So an example of a binomial would be 3x plus 5. So you can see that we have the one term here and our second term here. A trinomial has three terms. So for example, x squared plus 3x plus 5. You can see that I have two plus signs separating those terms, and I have three terms in total. So from grade 9, what kind of things did we do with polynomials? Well, we did a lot of things. The first thing that we looked at doing was multiplying. Well, maybe not the first thing, but that's one of the things that we looked at doing. So here we're multiplying two monomials. So here's a monomial here. Oops, sorry about that. Here's a monomial here, here's another monomial here. So we're going to multiply them together. So in order to do this, we need to keep in mind our exponent laws. So I would start by -6 times 7. So we'd have -5 42. And then I'd have a times a cubed, which using my exponent laws, I'm going to add those exponents together. So I have a to the 4, and then I have b squared times b to the 1, which gives me b cubed. Okay, so that's my final answer there. The next thing that we looked at doing is simplifying by adding binomials or polynomials together. So in this case, we have a trinomial plus another trinomial. So I have them written in brackets here, but I know when I'm adding polynomials together, this is the same as just writing them out without those brackets. Okay, it's that polynomial plus our second polynomial. Okay. And now what I need to do is I need to collect like terms. So I'm going to group the 3x squared and the positive 4x squared. I know I have positive 7x and a negative 8x, and then left over I have negative 7 and positive 8. So you can rewrite them with the like terms beside each other, or you can just go ahead and simplify them. So I know that the 3x squared plus the 4x squared gives me 7x squared. I know positive 7x minus 8x is negative 1x, and negative 7 plus 8 is positive 1. Let's take a look at when we simplify by subtracting polynomials. So here we have a binomial minus another binomial. Okay, and the thing that we need to keep in mind is that we're going to subtract each of these terms in this second binomial. And so it's not as easy as when we're adding polynomials together. So when I rewrite this without our brackets, I have that first polynomial, negative 2y plus 2xy. And then I'm going to subtract 9x, and I'm going to subtract negative 2y. And we know that when we subtract a negative number, this is actually adding the 2y. So my next line has negative 2y plus 2xy minus 9x plus 2y. And then at this point, I can collect any like terms. I have this one and this one, and that's it. And they cancel each other out. So I actually end up with 2xy minus 9x. In our next example, we are going to simplify by dividing two monomials here. So this is another thing we need to recall from grade 9. So we approach it using our exponent laws. First, we'll go ahead and divide our two coefficients, so negative 27 and negative 3. So that gives us positive 9. Then remember, when I'm dividing, I'm actually going to subtract exponents here. So I have a2 minus 1, right? So a squared divided by a is a to the exponent 2 minus 1. Here I have b, 1 minus 1, and then I have c, 4 minus 2. And this should be review from grade 9. So I ended up with 9a. b to the 0, remember, anything to the exponent 0 just goes to 1. Okay, so, or you could think about it as both of these b's crossed out, they canceled out, so those are gone. And then I have c to the exponent 2. Okay, so then we get into using our distributive property to expand and simplify. So still simplifying with polynomials. The extra step here is that we're going to need to multiply this monomial in front of any polynomials after it before we can collect our like terms. So again, anytime we multiply, we have to keep in mind our exponent laws. So this first one, we're going to have negative 2x squared when I go ahead and multiply negative x times 2x, and then I have minus 3x when I multiply this negative x with a 3. Then I have negative 2x squared times x, so that's negative 2x cubed. And then I have negative 2x squared times negative 5, so I get positive 10x squared. And at this point, I'm going to collect my like terms. So I have negative 2x squared and positive 10x squared here. I am also going to write it in descending order. So I'm going to start with the negative 2x cubed. Then I'm going to do my x squared. So I'm going to have positive 8x squared, and then I have minus 3x. Okay, so here we used our distributive property, and then we collected our like terms, and we end up with a trinomial. And that's it for our recap of polynomials. So hopefully it wasn't too hard to follow. Thanks so much.